Welcome to Mechs on Deck. Today, we have someone special with us. Mr. 001Anthony himself.
Hello.
Oh, I thought it
and our buddy Willio. He's a
someone
mod.
totally normal.
Yeah. One of our mods in the Discord, Willio70, is with us as well. We're hanging out, talking about stuff, having a good time.
mini keyboard meetup.
Little mini keyboard.
Mini,
meetup.
very.
Those who couldn't make it to Seattle. We're the rejects, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
No one
recording this.
invited us to Seattle.
We're recording this during
Just
Seattle's
stuck here.
meetup. And yeah, we're the rejects. It's okay. We're having a good time.
Great time. I think it's on. Not sponsored by Sonic.
Not sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored.
By Sonic.
Yeah.
But we are sponsored by some cool people. Switchmod.net, switchmod.net/Mechs on Deck. Get you 4% off all your lubing needs for some lube parties. Not what you think. Keyboard community. Let's keep it professional, guys. But yeah, switchmod.net, Mechs on Deck. The link is going to be below. So lube, springs, all that stuff. We got Zap cables. So Zap cables, go and check them out if you want to get yourself a DIY kit. We have a video that we showed us painstakingly building a cable, but it is honestly not that bad. But if you want to know how to do that, check that out. Go get your DIY cable, as well as he's opening up more rounds. You want to get some cool custom cables, oils, the whole enchilada. Stolen straight from you. Go to Zap Cables. And then our newest sponsor, Dixie Mech. Affiliate link will be below. I think it's mechsondeck.dixiemech.com.
Yeah, mechsondeck.dixiemech.com.
So, and that you go over there if you're buying something like SA Bliss, GMK 8008 is coming out, Power's coming out. If you use our affiliate link, it helps us, and we definitely support Dixie as well. He's a cool.
Definitely. Yeah, exciting stuff. 8008, couple days.
GMK Olivia Part 2.
Yeah, right? August 1st, I think.
Yep. Just around the corner.
I'm excited for that.
But so anyway, as you can see, we've got 001Anthony. Very short backstory. Cyrus actually introduced me to his stream. And then
My first time seeing him, actually.
Yes, the
Yeah.
first time.
Crazy,
Ironically, I introduced him to Anthony's content.
Yeah.
I guess is a better way to put it.
And he helped me move when I went
Yep.
to yeah.
It was just an awkward. It was like a day. I was like, I've got nothing to do today. And then he sent a Discord message to Discord. He's like, anybody in Dallas want to help me move? And I was like, sure.
Yeah, I really
Why
appreciated
not?
that. That was
So welcome. We've been talking for a while, getting you on Mechs on. You are the godfather of Mechs on Deck, I would say. So, but for the people that don't know you, tell us a little bit about how you got started with some keyboards.
All right, so my name's Anthony. Ui, that's where the 001 comes from. My last name's literally just OI. But anyway. And so I got into keyboards. I built my own PC in, I think, 2014, I want to say. And so obviously you get hit with the upgrade bug and you got your PC. Actually, I think I might have gone... You know what? I take that back. I bought a mechanical keyboard before I built my own PC. I had a Logitech G600. I'm like, well, I need something nice to go with, my MMO mouse back then when MMOs were still a thing. And so I bought a Cooler Master Quickfire Rapid, which was the meta in 2013, 2014. That's what everyone had before, KBD fans even existed. That was around the same time as the Poker 1, not even the Poker 2, I think. And so Quickfire Rapid, that's what basically everyone owned. I had one. I bought it with MX Browns, and Browns are still probably my second favorite switch, I'd say. People give me a lot of shit for it, as always. But it's just what you're used to, And so... After that, I bought a Poker 2 because that, 60% became really popular. And then, and I can't remember what happened after that. It's either I got a KC60, which was a 60%, and it had a switch start removal. It was the first board with switch start removal. This was before Hot Swap. This was the Hot Swap back then. And I remember it was super cool. That was the first time Gaddon switches showed up too. So that group buy actually was pretty big step in the hobby now I think about it. Yeah, because switch chart removal. So any kind of, that was before Hot Swap became a thing. And then Gaddon switches. That was the first time it showed up too. And that was on mass drop before they dropped the mass. And so after that, and I bought my first actual custom keyboard was a ZZ96. So it was a 96 key. I bought it, assembled from someone else. It had lubed ergo clears, and the switches were just too heavy and gummy for me. I didn't really enjoy typing on it, so I got rid of that. And then in 2016, I think, I bought a Hako soldering iron. And then since then, I've built, it has to be at least 150 keyboards by now. And so, yeah, I haven't looked back since.
Yeah. I was writing some stuff out and I was like, you have to have built well over 100.
Yeah, it's definitely over 100. I want to say it's close to 200.
One keyboard a week.
It's at least one keyboard a week. Yeah.
So, that's insane.
Yep. And yeah, so the soldering iron still works great. So that's nice. I bought it on sale, $60. Affiliate link down here. Support Mechs on deck.
That's a dang good deal.
Linking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I bought it for $60 from Fry's. So that was nice.
There you go.
Yeah. And yeah, so I build custom keyboards for people, send me parts and stuff. I did that before, and I was streaming weekly builds before it became the thing to do, kind of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely were there first. Well, if not first, you were one of the first people to do it. And
I was the first one to do it weekly. Yeah, and always having a build. And if you haven't seen my channel, that's just what I do on Fridays, 9 p.m. Central. I say 9 p.m., but usually it starts around 9:30 or so. And so I build a keyboard on Fridays, and then on Mondays, Monday evenings, so around 8 p.m. Central, I do unboxings, and then every once in a while, I'll do some video games. I'll do Lego builds and things like that. But yeah, and the channel is kind of, I'm not trying to be Linus Tech Tips or anything like that. It's more of a nice little hangout spot, kind of familiar faces. We're all just hanging out. I'd say half the time we're not even talking about keyboards. There's a keyboard in the scene. It's there. Yeah. But we end up talking about food, about what else? Just other tech stuff.
Tattoo girls
with tattoos.
Oh god, yeah. I don't even know how that became. Yeah, so I'll tell people stories about people I meet, very strange people, because as someone who came from a very urban, small little island, 10,000 miles away, so on the other side of the globe, basically, I was in Abilene, Texas for 4 years. I did not know what I was signing up for.
There's not a lot out there.
Nothing.
My grandparents live out there, and so that'll tell you a lot about
And it is the buckle of the Bible Belt, as they say. Yep. And so I didn't know what I was signing up for. So I have a lot of interesting perspectives, I guess, because it's such a big culture shock.
Yeah.
Big culture shock. Yeah, and especially because I had an idea of America when I came here. Abilene was not that idea at all.
Tumbleweeds.
Yeah. That was not what I expected. And so that's just what the stream is. No corporate sponsorship, I guess. So very,
low key.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why
I keep a very low profile as well. I don't show my face almost ever anywhere else.
We dragged
exclusive.
them on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they had to bribe me to show up here.
We had to take the paper bag off.
But yeah, that's the beginning of my keyboard.
Yeah, we had him on
with you, and I watched you and Talk Black Thursday and Friday religiously for a very long time, and I still, if I can, I definitely tune in and chime in for a little while. And
Fun fact, he's a mod on my channel.
Yep.
It's true.
There it is. So, and what's even funnier is my favorite, there's bottom, but my favorite board is the TX60 because you kind of talked me into it. You were dealing with a TX60 and a TX65, and you were like, these are solid boards. Like, this is for the price.
For sure.
It's, and I still think
amazing
for the price,
quality control.
Like, it fits that there's not much you can do better or worse in that. Like, if you're wanting to step your game up from a Tofu or a 5 degree. But very, very cool. And so other than that, you've brought us a fun little box of
oh yeah,
goodness.
So that should be at the end. So you're gonna want to watch this whole stream. I know some of you, because of technology, you can fast forward and stuff like that. Don't do that. Watch the whole thing. If there are there ads,
no, we already did that.
Okay,
we'll do one at the end after.
Okay, sure.
But he's brought some fun stuff. We're gonna be going over some switches, and Anthony's going to be harshly judging my building ability.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say. So I think the not signature, but what's the word I'm looking for? But something that does make my content stand out a bit is I emphasize the technical part of the building process. Mm-hmm. So things like getting the plate and PCB parallel, getting the switches to all be absolutely flush with the plate. Because I have to rebuild a lot of boards, and I can tell you most of them are not soldered with much care almost at all. And so yeah, so we'll take a look at that.
And that's what I appreciate about you. It's just one of those things where if you are whenever I'm looking, you point out details that I would never even think of.
Yeah.
And so when you pointing that out, it makes me think about that, which makes me a better builder. It makes everybody a better builder.
Well,
so having a keen eye.
When I was first getting into stuff, looking at your content and your builds, like there's so many like nuances that you look for and that you spend time to be meticulous about that make it like almost like an art form,
Yeah, and the thing is, most of it doesn't even matter, honestly. Like,
yeah, but it's like
you're not gonna see. It's not gonna affect the sound test. It's not gonna do anything. But I think that it's like painting the inside of your fence. I just think that if you're if this is your hobby, this is something you're gonna do. You might as well do a good job.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're all spending a ridiculous amount of money on a keyboard.
Exactly.
You might as well take some time to do it.
Spend the extra hour or so making sure that everything's done well.
Right. I don't want to judge my keyboard.
I mean, we can listen. I've got my Nanch set over there. We can we can sit here and just get rated to the ground. And full disclosure, my board is already not great, and I have a build stream that I guess if this is being released, I should, in theory, be streaming tonight.
Yes.
So upon
this is going on too.
This will go up Tuesday.
This will go up Tuesday. So tonight I should be rebuilding, taking into consideration everything, all of the helpful tips, the constructive criticism, and moving forward. So, but yeah, let's talk some Telios.
Okay, so these Telios, so I don't know if people have heard this issue. So I first encountered this issue when the first batch of the V2 switches were getting released. I was commissioned to lube some for a build. I want to say it was a KBD8X, and it was actually for a guy in Texas too. Lives like an hour away. But anyway, so I lubed them, and I've discovered some of them had this weird almost click or a tick. Like basically it wasn't a full linear.
Was it tactile
travel?
or
It wasn't
noise?
a full linear travel.
Okay.
So it's not, you don't really hear it as much. It's definitely a tactile thing. And so the reason why I say click, people might think, it gives off an audible click. Not really. It's more just because you can't really call it a tactile thing because it's so faint. Something. It's like if there's a strand of hair, or if there's a speck of dust or something that it happens so quickly. And so I know Zeal is aware of the issue because I think some people brought it up with him. When I first mentioned it, I had someone kind of condescending. He was like, "Oh, are you okay?" He basically they kind of thought that I was the one screwing it up. And then I confirmed
questioning
it. I
your
confirmed it with Ramsky. I believe he said that he was working with, I think, Tangerines, and those had kind of a similar issue too. Although I don't know what so I like to call it a reject rate or whatever, incidence rate. So for that batch, those Tilios, it was a 50% rate where it had that issue. And so I had to tell the guy, I'm like, I could continue lubing these, or, I could stop right now, could sell the rest of the switches that are unlubed, get your money back, go to use another linear switch. And I mean, if I didn't care at all, then I would have just lubed them, just, like, hey, I don't care. And, it would have been way easier for me. And so 50%, and I think it doesn't happen really with cherry switches. I'll have maybe less than a handful from 100 that will have that problem. Cherry switches have other issues. They're usually, when I do reject those switches, they have weird scratchiness, things like that, like just randomly show. Really bad.
You can't make 10,000 switches and expect all of them to be perfect.
So cherry switches have that issue, but they're still linear, so it's not a problem. And then so when these switches came in, I told the guy, hey, this is an issue. I know about the Tilio V2s, and I just want to let you know that it's a problem. What I will do is I will lube 10 to 15 of them, and I will report back to let you know, are they ticking or clicking or anything? And if so, how many from the sample? And then you can decide what to do. Do you want to go with another switch? Do you want to continue? Do you want to ask for replacements? You decide. And so again, it's just more time for me. And, I don't get paid to do any of that because it's just more time communicating and making sure everything's done well. And so I did 15. Each and every single one of them had the issue, which blew my mind because I was expecting 50%. And this was, I believe, the same initial batch. It was bought quite a while ago. And these are not the fakes. I know there are fakes out there. I actually have a bag of them. The week it blew up, I received a bag of the fake Tilos. It was pretty
from a
perfect timing.
From a build, like for a build from customer or from KBD fans?
From a customer.
Customer who bought, okay.
Man. Yeah, who bought Tilios, And so
that sucks for them.
Yeah. And I think he got a refund though, so it really doesn't suck. Like we didn't end up building the board yet.
Right.
And honestly, I think that anyone who went into a problem, I don't think it really sucked that much. I'm like, hey, you got some free switches basically. As long as you contacted them.
That's cool.
Because they gave a free refund.
I always forget that they had that.
The full refund is insane. I think it was unprecedented, and I, again, I'm not sponsored by KBD.
I mean, that's in that situation when it's like, this could destroy your business. That's the best reaction.
Yeah,
like just take the money.
I would have really appreciated if, say, the box switches, if we had received a refund, like of any form, not even a full refund, anything. Mm-hmm. We didn't even get replacements. Like when they did the retool thing, which ended up didn't even doing much. Yeah. So, but that's another story. Yeah. But so. I don't know if this entire bag has the ticking problem, so let me just grab one. Okay, we'll just grab like 2 or 3, everyone. These are lubed with 3204. And so the thing is, you have to go really slow, and most of the time you can detect it by, if you push the stem down,
top or the bottom.
It should show up it should show up in the first half of the travel. And if you push your stem so away from the leaf, because basically so that the nubs are hitting the leaf. Does that make sense? So you're pushing towards where the LED cutout is. Just slowly. It takes some practice to find it, but once you find it, you cannot unfind it.
Ooh.
You find something? Did you find something? And once you find it, you can just kind of go back and forth over it.
Yeah, it's like right at the top for me.
Yeah, you just pass it around and see if they can find it.
Yeah, you do have to push on it some.
Yeah, and so the thing is, for the most part, it's not easily noticeable, but on the bad ones, if you just hit your key, it actually does. You feel a bump or a click or something when you.
Ooh, this one's bad too.
This one's bad, yeah. So just pass it around because then it'll be easier.
You have to kind of push it forward, but you can feel it.
Once you find it,
definitely
it's easier to find like the rest of them. Did you feel it? It's crazy, right? And then
Like,
what do
once
you do?
the bumps
so
there,
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
once the bumps
and then once
there,
you
it's
find
like,
it, you can just go through the rest of the bag and just find it.
you know
Because
exactly what you're going
so
for.
far, everyone, even people who are not familiar with custom keyboards or building keyboards or modding switches, because I have visitors pretty often, and I was like, hey, you should try this out, see if you can find the problem. So it's not even like you've got to be experienced to find it. It's not even that. Like people who just never opened a switch ever, I'll just show them one of the switches, and I can find it.
I mean, it's not like it's fairly subtle, I will say, but it's not what
you're paying for.
it's not what you're paying for. Like you want a full.
And the thing is, like I said, the ones that really are bad, you feel it with keycaps on. You build it, you actually feel it when you're pushing down the switch.
Well, in Telios, I mean, they have always been marketed as the smoothest linear.
Yeah, and I think that if they're the most expensive, linear,
it's like if you're going to be spending, I think it's right now V2s are
85 cents
or 85 cents.
85 cents. That's the discounted price.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. It's supposed to be $1.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyway, but I mean, anything to me, a switch better if it's above $5.50 per 10, so 55 cents a switch. That's when you start expecting.
And the thing is,
this needs to be the best.
And I don't expect all of them to be perfect. I understand, defects are a thing. That's fine. But 50%, I think even 30% is kind of ridiculous. So my experience is, Telios are not the only switch that does this. I think that almost all Gaterons do this. Almost all Gateron linears do this. And so, but I found that, the other ones I've had experiences of Milky Gateron yellows, those had about a 33%. So it's between 30-35%. So I looped 100 and, 34 of them, 35 of them were bad. And so at least for those, it's why I've been recommending those, because even if the reject rate is 30-something%,
better than
it's like a third the price, Mm-hmm. So you can afford to throw switches away. Whereas these, you're not going to be buying twice as many as you need because, expensive.
Well, and the other thing too is like if it happened with the LED, like because you think, all right, if you have in most PCBs, right, they're south facing LED.
Yeah.
So your switches naturally, just because of the way gravity works.
Oh yeah, and
you'll push.
Yeah, and it's tilted towards you. Yeah.
Well, especially if you're a gamer too. If it was
the other direction, like if
you had to push upwards, then maybe
it wouldn't be as big of a deal. But I can see, you definitely would feel that. Especially like you said,
and like I said, if you found it, if you know what key does it,
it's like
once you're just fidgeting around, you're gonna look for it, and it's just gonna be bad.
Well, it's it's kind of similar to once you go to a lube switch, if you get something that's not even factory lube, and you press it, it's hard to not notice defects once you start noticing. So.
Yeah, and so I did tell the guy to. My recommendation was that he sell the remainder, the unlooped ones, and or do something about it, or try to get a refund. I don't know. And then just go with another linear switch, huh?
You did a good job lubing.
Oh, thanks.
They feel good. Other than the,
I know that's another thing. That's another thing. The reason why I lube them first before I try to detect it is because lubing them actually makes them easier to spot.
Really?
Yeah, because otherwise, and if there's any kind of, because it makes them smoother. So then, especially because Telios are already pretty smooth to begin with, lube them. There's almost nothing else in the way, and so if anything is in the way, it shows up pretty easily. Yeah, and so, mate. So if you're wondering about, say, Zilio V2s, the thing is, it's not really a problem because the bump is so big anyway. You don't, but for linears, it is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the same issue exists for Zilios and other tactile Gaterons, but it doesn't matter because the bump is in the way. You're not gonna be a thing. Yeah,
so have me testing every Zilio.
So that's the thing, and I hope that more people are aware of it. Just if you're gonna be spending a lot of money, I hope you get exactly.
Well, and with how popular the inks are right now,
so the inks, I will be building a board with inks soon. Ish, maybe the next month or so. I did. My friend did bring some on Thursday for me to try, but again, it was just I didn't really have too much time to try all of them, and so I just tried like one or two, and so maybe in a month I'll be able to and see if that's a problem for them.
I mean, I've got an ink right.
Yeah, but one, it's hard to tell. Yeah, like
you get a good one.
That's why for me, I always have to do at least 10 or 15, and then
I haven't noticed that on creams though.
No,
but
that's a different.
It's a different.
If you're wondering why it happened, so what I did was, I experimented with just swapping tops and things like that. So my suspicion is the leaf itself. That's obviously what the problem is. It's not something stuck on the stem or anything. It's probably the leaf. Mm-hmm. And so the leaf is a problem. And so this is actually one reason why I don't generally recommend people just randomly swapping parts for switches. Because I think it was with the old stock Gateron yellows, I swapped black cherry tops on there, and it introduced the clicking problem. Mm. Before that, the ones that I was modding didn't have the issue because I already filtered them out. I already threw the bad ones out, and so those were tested and approved by moms, and and yeah, so I swapped the top. And so the thing is, what was happening was that the top for black, just black cherry tops, maybe what the issue was that the insides, either it was angled a bit more or it was tighter on the inside. So it was touching the leaf. You know how there's a gap so it was touching just a hair, just enough to affect the.
I mean, when you're dealing with
exactly micrometers, not even millimeters, micrometers,
tiny.
Yeah, and so that's problem because I even tried Odomu Sky tops, which I know are kind of popular to just swap around. I don't recommend them. So in my experience, what happened is for some switches, the leaf actually, you can feel the leaf getting pushed as you pop the top down. At least that was my case with old stock Gateron, Milky Gateron yellows. Again, very specific. Very specific,
but still a very popular.
Yeah, exactly. And so that was the issue. So that was what kind of helped me confirm it. And the cherries tops as well. Yeah, so maybe the leaf for the Gateron might be a bit longer, or it might be angled a bit further back, or something. There's just something just very slightly different. And so so if you're just mixing and matching, sometimes running into those problems.
Do your tests.
Yeah,
that's. I think that if people are still always hunting for the next Holy Panda combination, and so
and so if you're wondering if it's a deal breaker, I mean, it's up to you. If you haven't detected the issue, good. Don't go looking for it. You're gonna regret it.
Now people are gonna be sitting there on their board, just trying to press as slowly as possible.
Yeah, because once you find it, you can't unfeel it. And what is a deal breaker for you again? This customer said that to just go ahead with it because I think he just So he was just like, it's some kind of sunk cost fallacy. He's like, well, I've already bought these tailors, I might as well use them. It's a budget board. Yeah. But for if you're looking for an endgame switch, anything like that, I don't know.
Maybe get some novel creams or something.
Put them up, Buttercup. Don't sniff the bag.
Oh yeah, don't.
I can't find that stream. I looked.
Oh, was it gone already?
It was some random stream.
Yeah, where you just showed up.
Because I was dropping something off or picking something up, and I was like, "Hey, dude, smell this!" And you're like, oh my god!
My friend actually brought the creams too. He brought the creams along with the inks, so the silent and the regular inks. Brought the creams, and then I wasn't consciously doing it, but I would open the bag away from me. It's kind of just I remember the smells.
I've been burned before. Some other new switches. You take the lead on this one. I haven't had that much time to work.
Yeah, so I have a couple of the 20 of the drop pandas, as well as we actually have some OG pandas over by Chewy
down yonder.
So these.
Thank you. Sorry, real quick. Alhex, who I met.
Can you send these to you?
Yeah, Alhex, who I met on Anthony's Discord, who is now a fan. Much appreciated. He sent me some OG pandas.
Very nice.
So he was like, yeah, because I would. Side note, I've been on Anthony's stream a few times, just hanging out and helping him with one build, and then I just came in and hung out for one time. But shout out to him. He sent us some OG pandas to kind of let us compare between
Alex
all
is
of
a
them.
great guy.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. So big shout out to you, my dude.
Yeah, so biggest thing when I got these, they are lubed quite heavily from the factory, which really changes the feel. I actually kind of wanted your takes on it. But some of them are lubed, some of them are.
If you want to put them in the.
Yeah, we can. Factory lube and something cleaned with an alt. Actually, one that's lubed. 203.
Sorry for the loud noise. You'll listen. I marked the bottom button of one of with secret. Well, just in case the secret is revealed. They are very tight. Fittings.
So do you still have to circumcise these
stems? I have not. I haven't. I know. I kind of like the shorter travel, and what's actually very interesting. So, in a board like this, so this is a 1-up PCB that has north facing, and one thing is on row 3, just your ASDF. Those caps are so small that if they're upside down, they can actually they'll hit. On a Holy Panda, though,
they don't
because of that extra. Yeah. I mean, we've already talked about minute differences because of that extra.
Just use O-rings, dude.
It does, yeah, perfect. No, but because of that little extra bit of length, it doesn't show up on that. But every other switch I've used, it does.
Or you could change the PCB.
Which, that's what I'm doing. Yeah,
okay,
see this guy. He knows.
I know the transitions.
He's next leveling me.
Those 3 in the top, the Eyster caps, are all different. One's lubed, one's cleaned, and one's an OG.
OG's
lubed.
I mean, they already sound different. I mean, this.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
But the lube, granted, that's stock lube.
Okay.
And it's like intense. Like, I think there's actually even a picture on the Drop website when you look at the reviews for the Pandas of someone like opening it up, and the amount of lube that is on the switch is insane.
Get it on.
Oh yeah, I saw that picture.
Yeah, it's rough.
Like that is true. Like, and some of them, and they're so inconsistent.
It wouldn't surprise me if they like straight up.
See, that's what I was wondering which one it is, because I don't know if it's supposed to be.
That's the thing is it's not
again, yeah, for sure, yeah.
It's just like heavier. It's like
and
smushy.
That compared to the second row are all the middle is a Holy Jesus. And the outsides are 2 different spring weights of Yock Panda.
Did the Yock Panda sound or feel any different?
From what I have seen, if you don't mind me nagging this, is what I have seen is now, granted, a lot of this is spring weight design, and I usually go for heavy 78 gram for springs. I have a 70 gram on this one that I really like. But when the lighter you go, to me, I think the lighter you go, the more pronounced bump on the reset. Mm-hmm. It becomes way more pronounced. But I think really have to go in there, slowly press it so you can really feel, which no one types that slow. So, I mean,
the night I got him, I was literally like, I felt like a mad scientist. I had like everything from like 45 gram Catawee springs up to 78 gram Zelio springs that I'm swapping in between all the switches just to figure out what the like
ideal weight,
but the best combination, and like what showed off like the differences between switches. But I will say, I lubed like 1 with 3203, and I was like, this is so much better than the stock lube.
Yeah.
So did the ultrasonic cleaner do a good job?
Yes.
Okay.
So I did like 15 minutes.
Affiliate link for the.
Unfortunately, we don't have one of those, but But no,
yet.
they're 15 minutes. It's really loud, but it's pretty easy. You just throw them in there.
I should get
Swap out
one.
the wall.
I mean, they're what, $30 bucks? I mean,
You can get them like $40.
I know I know they're kind of one of those. If you
Yeah,
want
they're
a
cheaper than
bigger
the
one,
Switches.
exactly.
Well, it's one of those things. Is one-time investment, and you just put water in. You can get like different cleaners to put in it if you're like really trying to go crazy with it. But
Pro
just
tip:
put water.
like, hey, honey, I bought you a jewelry cleaner.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Give me some of your earrings.
Just get a wife.
Yeah.
Just get a wife.
Just go get a wife.
Yeah.
It's
and
that easy.
Come on. No, and if you're like, if you got a watch collection, if you wear glasses, they're good for cleaning your glasses.
Oh, yeah.
It's a multi-tool.
Yeah.
It's a good multi.
Maybe.
I should probably
Good to have.
Because I hate cleaning glasses. Like that's
Oh,
why
yeah.
when I can avoid wearing them, I just
Yeah, cleans it out. But no, you have pandas.
Over there?
If you bought drop pandas or you plan on buying them, because now they're in stock.
Are they in stock?
They're in stock on drop.com.
yeah. They came in stock after they had the $20 off coupon.
So
Yeah, literally the day after.
buy them, clean them off. If you don't have an ultrasonic cleaner,
Should invest in one.
either invest in one or you can use like isopropyl alcohol. Wipe them down.
Yeah, I did that with let's switch it. Well, actually, they were Holy Pandas too, but not the mass drop ones.
Yeah.
OG ones.
Just make sure that
I had to
you
clean the springs up.
just make sure that you let it dry before you put it back
Yeah.
together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, and that's a good tip for if you want to delube switch.
Yes.
If you go, I'd rather go from, because honestly, on my creams, I'm thinking about handing them to you. Get rid of 3204, upgrade to 205. Not really upgrade, but change to 205 grade 0. And
a little bit thicker.
and so, that's another thing is you now possibility being able to change with the age of hot swap boards that we are in. I think it's a kind of a great, it's awesome that you can test lubes, you can test switches for such a long time and then not have to. Everyone knows I hate desoldering. It's probably, I'm sure.
Oh, I hate it too. Even
it's
with
probably,
tool,
yeah. It's the worst part about this hobby.
Yeah.
I think is
especially when the LEDs and stuff. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
LEDs, the little
That's
tiny.
why if you can avoid it, just don't put LEDs.
I don't even like soldering little tiny LEDs because they're so hard not to just bridge one random.
Oh yeah.
but yeah, I've been a huge fan of Holy Pandas once the switches came out. I haven't built a board with these yet, but
That reminds me, he was supposed to send me some.
Holy Jesus?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll send you.
He was supposed to. No, because I think I made some stupid RMK about mass drop, and then he contacted me. He's like, "I'm gonna send you some."
Oh,
I haven't
yeah.
heard back since, but I mean,
Super
I
Van or
yeah, I don't know. It's whatever.
It's been almost a year since
exactly.
you
Yeah,
opened the
I
interest
don't really
check.
care. I just suddenly remembered. Yeah.
But that's my kind of go-to board is Holy Jesus switches. Just a hope.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Not the Zillow V2s.
There was a lot of people.
Not right now. The Lumina. I'm waiting for the Lumina. I think that is the my eyed for top 2 switches.
Right.
You can touch mine if you want.
Yeah, the Zelio V2s. I highly recommend Zelio V2s as well.
Trying to get that sponsorship.
Yeah.
Like, even if you talk to like a lot of people in the community, I know even Brian's like, they're not even like Holy Pandas aren't even worth it at this point. Just buy the other V2s. Like, I know you said that to me before. I don't want to
It's-
speak for him. But
Yeah, but I think V2s are more tactile. They are. If you were going for something, the absolute most tactile, that's not like Box Nate.
right.
I'd say Zelio V2, but the Holy Pandas do sound subjectively to me. They have a more rich sound, thicker.
Robust.
Thank you. Robust.
Robust.
They have a more
Yeah.
robust
Do
sound.
you even coffee?
Yeah.
Do you even coffee?
But
GMK Cafe.
Let's go through this PCB. So the Can by Canon Key. I purchased this place mainly because of those north-facing LEDs, but I did a bad job on this build, which is why I'm excited to see what our friend Anthony did. The spacebar did a bad job, and honestly, I just kind of rushed it one night, and I just wanted it done because I didn't have another at the moment put together. But looking, and actually, if you grab that box at the very bottom. We do a little side by side comparison.
Is that the Zeal?
This is the DZ60 Rev 9 now. I don't know. There's so many.
Is it the?
It's the black one.
Chewy's got PCBs for days.
PCBs for days, man. This is by Candy Keys. But it looks real clean. It reminds me of the Nerd 60, which
From Gone.
I really
Those were nice pieces.
though that is still to this day the nicest PCB I've built on.
Yeah.
Currently, I liked it more than the Steel 65. The only issue it had, I want Type C.
And the programming software for it. I mean, it's nice for what it is, but it's very basic.
Yeah,
it's very different.
Like you only get 2 FN layers, I think.
Yeah, it's maxed at 2,
and they limit you to what you can do. So one has to be a toggle, and one has to be.
So, but I mean,
it's kind of expensive too.
First glance,
but they are nice too.
Yeah.
Oh man, they feel so nice.
First glance, though, against the DZ60, which I like the DZ60. I mean, you're the one that told me it's like, hey, it's a PCB if you build on it. There is Swiss cheese. You can kind of tell. There's just significant. I'm just
too many layouts.
So
you can probably still see his face.
Yeah.
DZ60.
You could pull it off, but they're both Type C. I think KBD fans did up quality.
You think so?
I think so.
Snap it.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Exactly, the flex test.
It really, when you're looking at it with the gold on you can really tell the difference.
Oh yeah.
Just that bottom row.
But yeah, because I've been looking for simpler PCBs because I like when I do a 60% build for myself, tray mount, I only do plateless. I mean, because I've tried so many plates and I just still like the plateless experience best. And so yeah, DZ60, you can't go plateless with this because of all the holes.
Yeah.
So they don't hold the PC mount pins properly. Yeah, because it only holds one side. Some of them they're just basically just freestyling. This looks pretty nice.
I'm very excited for. I will give my final opinions on it on stream. You can check our Twitch below. But once I build it, but I like that it's very minimum layout. That's what I like.
I like the layout. But one thing I will point out is that if you are using this for say in a frosted acrylic case like this, talk about that. So the thing that stands out to me is the RGB LEDs are not spaced out very well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see, just look at how big this gap is compared to some.
Yeah.
He's 50% bigger. I don't know if you show it. I guess you could just look up a picture of it. That'll become a problem when you have any kind of diffusers or anything like that. So I think the D60 is not so bad. Like you just spaced out over here, even though it has more layout supported. I think that honestly, this you could have done a better, or not you. They could have done a better job with the spacing for it. I do like the matte black.
That's why it reminds me a lot of the Gone Nerd 60.
Yeah, I don't know why we still don't have plates and PCs for group buys just split into just the win keyless or just the standard, or honestly with a lot of more expensive, just make it just the win keyless setup, because you could still put win keys in.
Yeah,
just with the basically the 7U,
just the saying
bottom row. Because I think that people aren't going to be crying too much about 6.25. Back then, it made sense because back then there were not a lot of sets that had the 7.
Well, and we were talking about it earlier. The two things you kind of have to support: split backspace. But supporting split backspace doesn't really cut up the PCB that much.
Yeah, because
it's far enough apart to where you don't really sacrifice as much in terms of the PCB mount legs being in the. It's not like the solder hole stuff.
Oh yeah,
and then you pretty much almost always have to do stepped caps support. If you do those two and you just do kind of. You just do
the 7U bottom row. I think that most
you're
fine of that. I think that because like I said, back then a lot of sets, the base kits just wouldn't have the 7. Now people just buy GMK or enjoy PBT. All of them will come with the 7.
Yep.
Well, and even on other sets, like spacebar kits are so
cheap now.
$20
$20 and
yeah, they used to be expensive.
Yeah. But I'm really looking forward to it. The LEDs, honestly, that's not even something I look at.
Are these supposed to look like horseshoes?
Look like horseshoes.
It does.
I can confirm they look like horseshoes.
They do, right?
Yeah.
I kind of like it's. I don't know if this was a design choice, but on the Canon, it kind of looks like.
Huh?
I don't know if that was intentional or if I'm just letting my
Maybe.
imagination run wild. But I'm very excited about building on this. I like minimal PCB. I personally don't care about the LEDs, but I'm not someone.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm just saying that
if it's something that you care about,
It's almost like they put them on there just.
pretty much. I mean, it wouldn't.
But I think that for 60%, you might as well get it done properly because
Yeah.
most cases, a lot of people are going to have RGB anyway. It's really not.
Well, the density just of the RGBs.
Yeah, this has 2 more, I think, like that. Yeah, because the DO60, the one that DoU Studio did for the Chibi 60, yeah, I actually worked with him a bit just to rearrange the LEDs, and because I was working with Gawk and with Senin of DoU Studio, and so at first I was like, man, that's gonna become a problem because your board is supposed to be all RGB, the whole bottom is supposed to be kind of like that's the Tokyo 60. I kind of like that, right? So you have to get the RGB spacing done properly. So what we ended up doing was because it also supported way too many layouts, so that became a problem with arranging the LEDs. They would get in the way. And so the thing I told him was, well, for the ones that are or LEDs that are too densely packed together, what you can do is you could a bit further towards the center of the piece. Not as bright.
So it's more of a fade.
Exactly. Yeah. So I told him to just kind of experiment, just move it. Yeah, just kind of shift it inwards. So that's kind of the only thing I could really see, the only issue. Yeah.
Moot point in a
What was
TX60,
what was the cost?
That is a $45
$45
plus shipping. So that's
pretty good.
I mean, it's a little high. The fact that the shipping is there.
Wait, so it's shipped 45?
I don't think it's 45 shipped.
Okay, so it's 45 plus ship?
Plus shipping, which shipping is like $3 or $4. So it's compared to the DZ60's 38.
And it's also
and you're having to ship $15 ship. So
I remember the day when the D60 was like 30.
It used to be $30
before Type-C.
Because you told me you were like, you should just buy a few.
I bought 10 of them.
Yeah.
And I bought 10 of them, and then I think less than a month later they introduced Type-C. I had 10 with mini USB.
But I mean, honestly, though, like with minimal layout and all that, I'm willing.
I forgot.
I'm willing to
my
pay.
It's 30.
Yeah, and at 38 to 45, if it's under $50, I'm putting it in what will be one of my favorites.
It runs QMK, right?
Yes, and I built the thing. It does not. Like maybe it's just didn't have macro support, which. Maybe it's just because this is a piece that's brand new. So
it's probably just not built.
It's not 100%. I mean, I got this 2 days ago, and this was from a pre-order. It just hit up Mech.
Come on, dude.
I bugged Olivia about VIA, including macros.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on
for cheating in games.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, I'm weird, man.
I put scripter. Yeah. Goddamn scripter.
No, I put
B-hops.
I put half of passwords, like in type parts of my passwords, and then hit it for the other half.
This is why you use a password manager.
That's fair, but
or I can manage it for you. For free. I'll do it.
For free.
Well, you might think it would be. There's going to be some stuff on the back.
You might have some stuff missing. But,
you might a little bit of like an office scheme where you just steal like 3 cents.
Exactly. You wouldn't know.
Pennies, guys.
Yeah.
Pennies. So.
Oh, this guy did Sonic purchases. He's like, I'm pretty sure I bought that.
I just round up. It's fine.
Sponsored, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now, so I will tell a quick funny story about myself. The other day, I thought the PCB might have been loose, or not PCB, but the plate might have been loose. And this happened for like a week. Couldn't find.
I
don't know. My weight was kind of loose. I don't think I ever tightened it from it came from the factory. And so I tightened it, and I was like, "Oh, it's fixed."
And that could have been bad, dude.
I know,
you could have dropped it on your toe. I'm not worried about the keyboard.
She's worried about you.
Yeah.
But there it is. That is so. For those who don't know, this is my antique TX60.
You get a screwdriver for me?
This is actually my antique. Man, I was. Yeah.
Ooh, sorry for the audio. So it's Holy Jesus switches that I got.
This is familiar.
A while ago, right? It's almost like I look and saw what you had. And it's like, maybe I should go get that.
Such original content.
Exactly. But so Holy Jesus switches with 78 gram. They're actually from Helio V1 with the springs up. And so
I'm sure he was exaggerating. It's all theatrics, you know.
it's the space bar.
That's kind of rough.
It got. I just didn't lube it 100% correct.
The thing is, don't feel too bad about, because honestly, sometimes it's not even your fault. Sometimes it's either the space bar warped or the plate. That's the one thing as well that I wish the designers would a bit more. So some plates, they will have the plate touching only one side of the stabilizer housing. The other side is just a big gap. That can also affect it, because if it's slightly pushing in on the stabilizer housing, could force it to tilt, and it could sound weird. It's all kind of tricky.
Even like over time.
And it progressively got worse.
Okay, yeah.
So, it's one of those things where at first I was like, oh, this is fine. But, 78 gram, basically Holy Pandas, lubed with 3204, heavily broken in at this point. Brass plate from TX60, their plates. The only thing I don't really like about TX60 is open the plate.
Yeah, and you can see it's a problem, because
you can see through it.
Tilted.
It's no, trust me, I know everything's
the bottom,
the enter keys.
And I showed that off on I think on stream the other day, or maybe just a video.
It was on stream.
Yeah, and I think that I want to say the first one to come with the method where I use the paper or cut up credit cards to straight keycaps. Yeah, because I don't think
I haven't seen personally anybody that did it before you.
Yeah,
I don't.
I recommend everyone do it. I know that ultimately it doesn't really affect the typing experience, but
you want, if you spend money on it,
exactly,
then you want it to look nice. So, I will personally say it was a rush job.
Yeah, I know.
I got home. It was one of those
you knew you were gonna have me here on. You knew you were gonna have a stream. You're gonna have me on stream. You wanted content for it, so you made sure to fuck it up.
It's about the content.
Yeah, exactly.
But learn from my mistakes, please, because I haven't built a solder board. That's the first. That's
already soldered.
Yeah, that's what.
Damn! See, look at you. Yeah. Dude, my first one was.
Well, no, that's not the first board I soldered. That's just the first board. That's probably the last board I've soldered though in a long time.
Yeah, then you're terrible.
So I haven't because I hate desoldering. That's the thing. And that's one thing that is tough about this community is it's easy for Anthony solder board because he's done it 150 times. Most people in this community are going to be soldering their boards twice.
I have soldered a single board.
Yeah, with hot swaps now, like even less and less people are going to be soldering. So it's one of those things where
just buy a new board, forehead.
Exactly.
Don't desolder. Just buy a new one.
Maybe go in with some friends on like a shared solder sucker, and then it's going to break in like 4 weeks.
Little plug. So I am going to be running a giveaway for basically a builder starter kit.
Ooh,
I'm going to be giving away a used Hako FX888D for the soldering iron that I've been using, because someone gave me a new iron, the exact same thing. So I'm gonna clean it up, place some of the things on that away, along with real soldering, like Kester 963 37 solder.
Whenever I helped him move, he paid me in solder. And it's like sitting right over there. Yeah. And I don't know. Yeah. And so, I don't build enough boards for that to run out.
I don't have the details for that giveaway yet, but so I'm giving that, and then I'm giving away also the Alhex again. Donated a engineer solder sucker.
Nice.
Go with it.
The gray one with the red top. Yeah. That is the best one that I've used, but it did have some issues later. But I must have desoldered 6 boards.
Yep. And so that, and then what else am I? Yeah. So basically just a nice starter kit. And then I think a desoldering grade as well. A nice one. So if anyone
I love me.
How do I enter early?
How do I win it right now?
And we are focused towards people who are newer.
Exactly. That's why I thought I will be honest. I thought about doing the whole thing, getting all the details done, announcing it, and then just letting you guys run the thing. But then I got busy. And yeah, so I.
we're happy to announce it, but we've got to promote it.
I haven't cleaned my these.
Yeah. Yes, but definitely.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know. Yeah,
we're gonna have the links to all of your YouTube channel and your Twitch stuff, and we'll have all that.
Twitch. My YouTube's kind of very live.
It's more of a.
It's more of just a place for you to put your VODs.
And most of the time, I just hit export, and a lot of streams I don't even. Because I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the sometimes, like I've even been thinking about it's like sometimes like build streams, like they're cool, but it's almost like I would rather like cut it up.
People kind of miss the point because I'm literally just exporting, and you can I think that it's pretty obvious that it's a VOD, right?
Yeah.
Like you could see. I even have the chat on there. In my head, I'm like, yeah, that should be pretty obvious. People are like, why is this 3 hours long? I'm like,
yeah. It's one of those
because it took 3 hours to do the whole thing.
If you pull it into like Premiere or something and then like cut it down a little bit and or speed it up, then I feel like that you can make it to where it's like
something watchable. Because and for you as well, like sometimes, and this is a big reason why I like your streams, is if you wanted to build a 60% board in 1 hour, I know you.
Yeah.
But you're not there to be like, I'm just going to not talk to anybody, build this board and build it and be done. And it's going to take some time. You'll stop. Someone will pull up. I did add.
I was very surprised when you opened it up. I was like,
put some case foam in there. So, but we'll just leave that out because I'm just going to. But yeah, it's way more enjoyable to watch the stream. And kind of, be a part of it as opposed to experience. So, if you're looking for just the...
I'm not a YouTuber.
If you're looking for...
You're
good. I've got extra. The X60, shout out. And so, that's honestly the biggest draw. I've talked more about food on your channel.
Hey, food's good.
I mean, need food.
Everybody needs
keyboards food. Are great, but you need food.
You can lick them, but you.
I mean, brass you can kind of bend. A little malleable.
Yeah, we'll find them.
Okay.
There's the build. One upside. So when I say north facing, the switch holes, right? You actually have to install the switches up. If you're worried, that's not going to break your caps, but it could create some awkward rubs on it.
I don't mind awkward rubs.
Some awkward
rubs.
I'm very familiar with those.
The awkward rubs. So, but it's a fine PCB. I don't think I got it because of the minimal layout. It's not super Swiss cheesy. And shout out to 1UP. They have free shipping.
True.
So $45. I think it was either $40 or $45 with free shipping. I was like, okay, well, let's try it. I mean, nicer PCB, and I don't have to worry about Swiss cheese or anything.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah,
I thought it's been dead for so long.
Well, I don't know why they do north facing. I don't know why they don't just say, "Hey, we're phasing it out. We're just gonna pound." You know,
they could just that wants to be their thing.
Maybe, I gotta carve out a little niche for them. Yeah, so I think the biggest problem is I think the space bar is kind of weird. Like you can see that it's upside down.
I do flip space bar.
Yeah, I am firmly in the non-flipped. Okay, I mean it's kind of basic. I will say I am impressed that these switches are flush for the most part. Flush against the PCB, not the flip. So you got one part of it correct, Hey,
I'll take 1 out of 10.
Yeah. So the reason why I emphasize that is because in most cases it won't be a problem if your plate or PCB are kind of warped or kind of uneven soldering, but in some very tight case setups it can become a problem.
And I think another thing too with that is that this could be pushing awkwardly against the plate. So I've been testing with.
Yeah.
I mean it's $8.
Yeah, and then a couple of cold joints on.
and that's 100% from not taking my time.
Yeah.
Like that's, I do recommend. I didn't really practice what I preach about. Just take your time, enjoy it. Most builds are not going to be, if you're building a keyboard, unless I guess your keyboard is not there and someone's begging you to play Overwatch, maybe just tell them, good, not right now. So, I could definitely.
Oh yeah.
Other than that,
the nice thing is if you're swapping to that PC and then but you're reusing these switches on here, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you have PC mount,
I might. I'm going to put it to a vote of which I have 2 different Holy Pandas that I'm going to put in there, or that I could. I'm going to put it to a vote.
Yeah, because if they're PC mount, then you don't have to do switch alignment for.
Oh yeah, with PC,
which is nice. You save some time doing it. Although sometimes, at least now, Zeal has fixed the issue with it used to be where the pins on Zillios were too thick.
Mm-hmm. That was like Gatoron as a whole.
Oh my god.
Even
so much.
Not this current round of inks, but the one before, the first round, had it really bad. There were certain PCBs, like I can't remember the name of it. It's the one that they sold with aluminum. We're getting. There were people who were trying to put inks in it and they couldn't even.
It punished all the PC makers that respected the standards, you know? And that was a problem just because for me, at least, I knew the problem ahead of time, so I would just clip all the switches. I mean, that was still clip all of them. And you have to explain, hey, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to switches. But the problem was that I had to rebuild a lot of boards because people didn't know that was a problem. And so having issues out of the because they expected them to be able to be pushed into the PCB and they couldn't, so they're just kind of, some switches are just down.
Well, even changing my Orange 75 from 78 gram V1s to the Xylem. That's the PCB with it still needs the jumper.
Okay, yeah.
You're going.
Bring that and this thing. Okay, yeah.
But even going from that, I can tell the difference in the tolerances on the PCB mount legs from a V1 to a V2. Because it was like, they would just pop right in, pop right out.
Yeah.
Taking them out on the other ones, I was like, is there still solder on this? No.
Oh man, solder is also a pain. Yeah, you had to push on the pins. Oh man.
So, but yeah, I mean, once again, I wish I was using a different plate because build it with other switches. Be like side by side comparison because there's not much. I don't have the other board that I have here is hot swap and. Like,
you're not a real board.
It's like, your stabs are nice or your stabs are bad. And you're like, okay, well, I'll just redo stabs and whatever. But I mean, because that's really where hot swap shines. You do mess
flexibility.
It's super easy.
I think everyone should have a hot. Everyone should have a hot swap hobby, and I realized I don't have a hot swap board. I don't either.
I'm feeling very judged right now.
I'm sorry.
I think that everyone should if you haven't figured out what switch on, what kind of setup. It's a great way to test stuff.
It's way better than how I figured out what's
exactly. Yeah, back then you just most people didn't even desolder because most people don't have the means to do it, so they would just sell this shit.
Yeah,
incredibly wasteful and.
Or you're getting the Polaris soon, though.
Figure out.
Look at that. And we're gonna sit here. You're gonna sit right here, and you're gonna be judged.
Oh, he's gonna solder something. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Yeah.
We have an idea of casting. Like almost like a
newscaster,
like a sports.
I was thinking a different kind of casting.
No, we're gonna cast. We're gonna cast.
You have a black couch out there.
I'm not.
We're gonna give the play-by-play of a build and cast the build and critique them, do it and make fun of them.
All the mod.
Whoever's building is everyone else is making fun.
Yeah, so. It'll be a good time.
Fair enough.
It'll be fun. We like to have fun.
Keep it light.
But out of that, are we going to judge any more boards? Or are we going to open up?
Well, actually, can I check out the orange?
Yeah, absolutely.
I haven't seen that.
With the craziest PCB
Yeah, we'll have to. So
when I tell people it's like literally the most one-off PCB I've ever seen, they're like, "No, it can't be that bad." And then they look at it, and I'm like, "No, it's bad."
the connector sticks out.
And it's the controller too, which is like you can't even do anything about
Yeah, like shift and daughter.
it. Yeah,
This Mao coating or
yeah, it's a Mount White. So it's Mount White with versions 7-gram.
that's perfect
Silent
if hyperfuser.
It does.
Right?
It looks.
Because
Really,
looks like
it's not
so-
cold white. It's like a
It looks so
Very
close
light
to. That is IMO like top 5 for me of like prettiest color combos of a board and a key set. That's not my board.
it's my board.
I know exactly. Yeah, that's why I was like, well, you have to say that.
I don't have to say it. No, I will hands down say I think the 2 nicest boards I've seen was a EX CP and an all white Vivian. That was also a TX CP bronzer or copper, anti-copper with GMKK. Those 2 are the nicest. But that, I mean, it's just because that white is such a, like, it's hard to show off on camera, but it's such a weird, like, creamy off.
I would have called it a white. Like,
Yeah,
it's just light gray. It's a nice.
like-
It's a nice light.
It's like
But it's like
extremely
it's
light
almost-
gray.
It's
It's white.
it's a matte
gray.
finish too, which is
Yeah.
weird.
Oh, I like the way. I like the color. Yeah, I wouldn't. It's a stretch to call it white.
When you put that up against other boards, you're like, it just doesn't even. It almost doesn't even compute against like the finish, the way the finish
Yeah.
is, because it's just like
It feels
so
like
different.
it feels like Cerakote.
Hmm.
Do you have any Cerakote boards?
No, but I plan. I haven't even
And Tyson did.
because I talked to Tyson literally last night. I'm gonna go Cerakote.
Did you see him at the meetup?
Yeah, I met him. But he because we're going to the meetup 17th. Which, by the way, for those in the Houston area, we will be at the meetup in August 17th. But I told him, I told him, I was like, yeah, I kind of want to get the KVD 8X, the new one, the new Cerakote, because I was like, yeah, I got green. And then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I don't really like harsh colored boards. I already had a bad experience with a harsh colored board, but I thought I almost got white, and I kind of wish I had gotten white.
I thought you were going to get white.
I was, and then I was just fun because the Lumina was already. And then
Did you ever end up
But
getting
then
that
the
board?
Lumina is
They haven't-
never
they
gonna
don't
show
exist.
the
up.
Lumina
So haven't shipped in
not yet. It is in progress. So we've seen more progress now than we have than ever on this one.
They did an update yesterday, showing, hey, these boards, they had just stacks of the Corian that look to be machined into the proper sizes.
No,
They're finishing up manufacturing.
it's been a while.
So, but the thing is that he's doing a good job of staying on top of it, posting weekly updates of like, hey, I have to split it up because PayPal is holding all the money. Obviously, at this point, people know PayPal has changed the way they handle pre-orders and stuff. So basically,
And
have
refund.
Yeah.
So you have like 20 days to get it out, or they take your money, basically.
It's
For a group buy.
Yeah,
That's
that doesn't
not
work.
going to happen.
Yeah, I think we talked about that. It's this community that you can't do.
So he kind of got messed around with PayPal. He obviously did some other things that he probably shouldn't have, and he probably should have been more open with it. But no, it looks like he's doing a great job of staying on top of it and making sure that people are notified, which to me, I'm okay with things being late. Just let me know what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
I have a lot of experience with that.
By the way.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
That was a lot of fun.
But just like, yeah, just let me know what's going on. Because if you don't say anything, then it's just like, oh, I'm going to assume that everything's good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't assume things are bad. So Chewy's in another buy that seems to be
What
further
about the
down.
M? Yeah. So is that one also just kind of? That's the one that's supposed to be made in the U.S., right?
Yeah.
it is me. Yeah,
Take my word for it, I guess. Don't buy
not a lot of national-
anything that's completely made.
Not
in
a lot
the
of
US.
United States national pride coming
In
from
the if you're in the keyboard hobby, at least just don't buy. If anything says made in the U.S., be very careful. Be very careful.
You know what?
We just don't. We just
Hey,
don't
you know
have
what's made in
the.
the U.S.? This foam.
Oh yeah, see that's different though. I'm talking about
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm talking about the whole keyboard.
No, an actual board. No,
Yeah,
You know, it does leave some sour taste.
yeah.
I've already planned basically just to sell.
Because I remember you talking to me about it
I was very
when you were helping me move.
Yeah,
That was a year ago.
Yeah, I was very excited about it, but I just at this point I don't care anymore. You know, it's like I know people with the M65. They I don't want to point. But
No.
But people with the
actually, you know what's funny?
You were so smart.
You know what's funny is I actually almost bought yours.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I went back and I watched. So it's funny because I think you posted on Mech Market and I messaged you. And then I watched your video on it and I was like, I don't want to buy this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but you know, it leaves a bad taste. But moving on. Or did you?
I mean, you can absolutely. It's a hot swap. Three, two.
What plate is it?
Stainless steel.
Yeah.
That's it.
Gave it to you.
I got it from him.
I gave it to him because I
Yeah.
had this. I had a. It's probably.
Because that's kind of the problem with a lot of hot swap people is that they still don't have enough plates. Because ideally you want a single layout.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so I can't even be too harsh of a critic because like
Fighting it up.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, again, if a plate is not even because a lot of 60% struggle with this because most of the plates are cut the same way, or in a similar fashion. The right side always sounds weird. Right side is
Oh.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
It's
not as
like it
clean as the
sounds
other
like it
one.
rattles just a smidge.
Yeah.
And see, I never even hit the right side. I'm left-handed. So,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I think when I type, I kind of hit both sides. When I type, I use my right, and then when
Okay.
I'm an index spacebar user.
Yeah,
so-
you're weird.
how do you even have a talk show?
Exactly.
He's wrong.
Kill the witch.
I'm okay. You know, when I game, I do that. But honestly, it's because I think I'm actually excited to get, we haven't really announced it, but we have some. But it's because when I put my hands on my keyboard, I rest them like this. 'Cause ergonomically, that feels better to me. I mean, I'm a broad person,
Okay, yeah, that
big
makes
guy.
sense.
So having to
Why
do
don't you
this,
just use two keyboards?
and I've got to, then game changer. But I do this, so when I'm typing, my fingers that I don't rest on the home row. I rest on the home row on my left hand, and it looks it's weird, but I'm able to type, so words come out sometimes.
I guess it doesn't matter. It's what
Mavis Beacon is wrong.
Mavis Beacon is wrong.
As long as you don't take typing tests from the top, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've already told my wife is like way better type.
Dude, I know, man. Most of my female type better
Exactly.
than
And so
My sister-in-law,
and she's got
140.
yeah,
words
and
per
she's got nicer
got
hands than
perfect
I do.
typing technique.
They've got nicer nails, and I was like, if I ever do a typing, I'm just gonna have you do it. Why would I don't want to see
the keyboard
ugly-
hobby was the one thing that actually, because before this I never cared about nails. I'm like, why do people go get pay so much to get nice nails? And I see people judging people for nails. Mine are fine, but I see people judging people. Oh man, check out his typing test. Look at how nasty the nails are. I'm like, whoa. I never noticed. Holy shit.
That's a new one.
Yeah, people are not too nice, but yeah,
People
that's
are
not a whole lot I can say about the board
Yeah,
because
it's-
side I don't think it's
Yeah,
it's like a lot of 60% of it.
cool.
Oh man,
I love the
appreciate it.
Tokyo.
I'm interested.
I'm excited for the box.
Oh, the box.
It's,
Okay,
it's
so
the
I'm
magic
gonna
box.
make
Yeah,
these
let's.
the fun.
So I'm gonna need. Okay, so
Here, I'm gonna.
I will
hand this
need
to you.
either plates or something, or if you don't want to do dishes, then paper. So, all right, brought some stuff.
Is this
Oh,
food?
Lordy.
There's another screw.
So I didn't know Will was gonna be here. Otherwise, I would have brought 3, but I was gonna one for you, one for
That's
you,
okay.
instant noodles from Malaysia. I mean, you can
Hey.
buy
Oh
them.
man,
Yeah, you can buy them at 99 Ranch or something.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry for the
Have you ever had
fry-
these?
No, I've
No?
never. I'm gonna. But we've talked about
Okay.
it. Sorry for
Follow
the
the
crackling
instructions.
noise, but here I'll.
Follow the instructions.
Good.
Okay. I see it in the middle.
So basically, the amount of water. Most people fuck that up. Most people fuck that up, and they're like, "Oh, why is it? I don't think it tastes good." I'm like, "Well, you put a gallon of water in it. What am I?"
I'm just happy that we got the angry Anthony voice at least once. In this video.
Yeah, or because and then what I do is because most instant noodles are kind of bland, so I will
Use less water,
I'll use
so
less water, yeah,
so it's a stronger.
So it's stronger. Yeah.
exactly. So
I
it's
do the same
stronger.
thing.
But no, don't do it for this.
Okay.
Don't do it for this.
Don't do it for this because the flavor is already really strong. If
Okay.
you do it, it's gonna be too salty. And
Yeah, because I'll do the same thing with
so
like.
this is
ramen.
this is one of the very few that the recommended
excited.
water volume is actually.
like a perfect amount. Yeah. Do you ever put like an egg in there?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's like my favorite thing to do with ramen. Throw a
When are you
couple
gonna
eggs
start
in
your
there.
cooking show?
Maybe I should. I mean, I just have to move my cameras and stuff. That's always like you know how difficult setting streams up. Are.
Yeah.
We were here. You guys were here for a few. Yeah. So yeah, if I had to move that around,
I've got some leftover pasta that I brought for him that I can share with you.
Oh,
because I knew you were going to be here.
And my wife's baking a cake in the other room.
Yeah,
right now, so-
we've got food to
for
share
days.
all
So
day.
this box, I brought a little something.
Well, something.
So at first we were gonna do a blind test for the different holy pandas and
We
the different variants of the Jesus and everything. But I think that they're basically kind of identical. So there's just, it's kind of a
Well, because when they first came out, when the drop ones first got to people, everyone was like, "Oh, they're so different. They're so different." And then when the second I put them in the ultrasonic cleaner, I was like, "Nope, they're the same." It's just drop decided they wanted to screw people over. And put a bunch of
we have brush lubing. We've got bag lubing. They did the drop lubing where they just dropped.
drop it in the
Drop
bowls.
Yeah, and I talked to people. I even talked to Brian, who's obviously the dad of the Holy Pandas, and he's like, "Yeah, I have no idea why they lubed them, and they should have just sent them out clean." And I'm like, what benefit do you get of lubing? Criticism. What benefit do you get of sending them out clean?
See, in Chinese, I was saying for that, we call it "tuo ku fang pi," which is taking off your pants to fart. It's like it does nothing. You're doing something extra, just it's pointless, and it only hurts you.
Yeah.
Well, and when I first saw them too, I was like, "Oh, well, that's good," because that means like the people who bought pandas that aren't in the community but were like know about the Switch and they're like, "Oh, they're legendary," would get like the lube experience. And then when I got them, I was like, "This is a terrible experience for someone."
I'd say it's a very accurate experience representation of people new to lubing. It's just like,
Yeah, just like
they're gonna fuck it up too.
or they're lubing with
We
like
did it
super
for
lube.
you.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so
excited for them.
yeah, so what I brought was because so I figured we weren't gonna do that, so I still wanted a blind test.
Okay.
Test. So we have any kind of blindfold thing. So
I can take my glasses off because I am actually like
okay,
He's like
So-
straight up blind without his glasses. But you brought silverware and everything. Oh, this is
I like
This is
where
hot
this.
sauce.
I like where
I
this
don't
is
even
headed.
see
So-
anything right now, but
does everyone here eat spicy?
yep.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
I've had multiple of like
Okay.
the hottest.
So this isn't supposed to be like extremely hot or anything like that.
okay.
I'm not trying to do like a spice challenge. This is just to so they're all different,
Are we getting a bearing on?
and you're
one?
just doing so I'll tell you what they are, and then we're gonna do like a taste test, a blind taste test, and you have to identify which one's which.
Okay.
All right. So again, like this is not because these are not designed to be like the spiciest things ever. These are just things that we would just eat. Just
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
down to mess with some
And
hot
so-
sauce on.
so the first one, this is one of my favorite ones to get. So these are, I wouldn't say these are things we would eat back home usually, just because these are things that we would eat that I could actually find here
Mhm.
in Dallas. So this one's Singapore chili sauce. So this one is
I'm like
garlic. You can pass it around.
I'm salivating.
If you want to see the
I'm hungry.
caloric
You made
content
his
and
day.
nutrition. Okay. And then these are Malaysian Lingams hot sauce. This is sponsored by Lingams. So these are 3 different kinds. So
extra hot, even more hot than extra.
So there's
garlic
up there.
Oh, my bad. Might have leaked out from So one's garlic and one's the regular, and one's the extra hot. So we'll just kind of have to decide like which one would be the extra hot, which is the normal.
Okay.
So
I think
I'll rearrange them, and then this last one it's called sambal. So this is not technically Malaysian though. So this is Indonesian sambal because I can't find any Malaysian sambal here. And so this is shrimp paste chili.
Ooh.
And so, but this is so they've got all sorts of shrimp paste chili. This is the type that's closer to. So if we can grab,
let me go
plate,
get.
Do we want to?
I'll grab some.
Just a plate or two. I would just get a plate. Do you want? Are we doing just chips, or are we doing straight on the?
Do you want? If you have chips,
I'm down to just go straight on the thing. But
yeah, because if you want chips, if you need a vessel for the
I'll
sauce,
just spoon it, man. But I'm crazy. I'm insane.
Yeah, if you have chips, I think chips would be nice.
There's some chips actually in that closet.
Do we want to?
Maybe some napkins or something.
Do you want to like at this?
Yeah, we can pause it,
and then we'll come back to when it's all.
So we're gonna do a quick fade, and we'll be right back.
All right. So we've talked quite a bit. Now we're actually all set up to do a little taste test of all these different hot sauce that Anthony brought and try to figure out if we can decide those. But we're actually going to upload that separately. So
we haven't really discussed exactly what day. It'll probably either be later today if you're watching this right when it came out, but either Tuesday or Wednesday we'll release that video, and we're just going to be. We're excited.
I got a little taste of
it.
I appreciate it.
We talked about it. We cut real quick to get this set up, and then we were like, maybe we record before we burn our tongues off and record a
little ending.
Little ending. But real quick, thank you once again. Switchmod.net /Mechs on Deck will get you 4%. Check out switchmod.net or hello. Zap cables, awesome custom cable, as well as if you want to get yourself a DIY kit, you can some fun cabling. And then Dixie Mech,
mechsondeck.dixiemech.com. Get GMK 8008 in a couple days.
2 days?
Yeah, 2 days. Anthony, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
It's fun.
Yeah, man. Quick plug.
Hey, you want anything you want to plug? Talk about your
for the
Twitch?
people that skip to the end of the video.
Buy Mechs on Deck merch.
Plug yourself.
Your stuff. Yeah.
Wrong plug.
Okay.
Plug you.
Merch coming soon.
I stream Fridays and Mondays. 001Anthony on Twitch and YouTube, although I don't really dwell on YouTube. Yeah, so join us if you want. We have a Discord as well. Or don't join us. I don't know. But thanks again, Mechs on Deck. I really appreciate it.
It's our pleasure.
Please smash that like button, hit the notification bell. What else? Like this video if you liked it. Dislike it if you disliked it.
Join the notification squad by hitting the bell. Merch link in bio. Not yet, but maybe soon.
Yeah.
Huh?
Thanks.
See you guys next time. Yeah.
And be sure to that spicy video. It's not going to be really.
It's going to be spicy.
It'll be spicy.
Yeah.
It'll spicy takes with a spicy man.
The last dab is on the table, so
that's
going to be fun.
It'll be fun. Joy. Buy a Switch test.
See ya.